Hello and welcome. So, I'm going to do the weather report, cosmic weather report, for the week ahead. So, looking at the astrology and doing a card reading for the week ahead. So, I'm just getting my little my smudge stick going. Taking a while to light, do apologise. Getting the card deck ready. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to talk about the different transits we've got this week. So we've just had the full moon in Gemini. That was yesterday. Today is Monday. And it's nice and smoky now. I like it when it gets really smoky. I'm joking on it a little bit though. Sorry. So we've just had the full moon. Now, obviously, full moon is past now, but you may still be feeling a little bit of that energy, although the moon has moved into Cancer now, so we are feeling a slightly different energy. And moon in Cancer is very cozy, wants comfort, wants blankets. So if you've been feeling a little bit more like that today, that would make a lot of sense. But I do think personally I've definitely felt a bit of a fallout energy from this full moon, being a bit, just a bit sort of frantic, a little bit heady, like really in our heads, thinking a lot. So again, if you've been feeling that way out, that's very much been the energy. And I think it's been quite a challenging moon, this one. So hopefully this week should be a little bit easier. We'll see what the cards say. But yeah, in terms of transits, we don't have anything today or tomorrow, but on Wednesday we have the Sun squaring Neptune. Now, squares are a little bit of a challenging aspect, but yeah, when the Sun squares Neptune, it kind of can bring a feeling of things being a bit foggy, things being a little bit unclear, and Neptune is really about like illusions and delusions. So it's really kind of asking us to look at where we delude ourselves, where we wear rose tinted glasses, this kind of feeling of like where we're not seeing things very clearly. So that's kind of a little bit of the energy on Wednesday, and dissolving like old versions of ourselves so that we can see things more clearly. Like that's what the energy wants to kind of help us with. And then on Friday, we have Venus trining Jupiter. So both benefic planets, Venus and Jupiter, when they come together, it's always lovely. And it's really like, this energy is very expansive. That's Jupiter. Venus is very much about relationships. So feel like really, you might feel like we want to expand more in terms of our relationships to ourselves even, and like where we want to be in the next year is really kind of a good day to think about that on Friday. So I'm about to go into the solstice as well, which I'll talk about in a second. So where we want to expand into. Now, because everything is sort of still closing down, we're in the very last few days leading up to the winter solstice, which is the darkest day of the year. So everything right now is the darkest it's going to be until the solstice, when it starts to get lighter again. So it's not, again, so much about doing so much, although it is a very busy time of year for a lot of us. It's more like thinking about what we want for the upcoming year. So that's going to be very much the vibe of Capricorn season, which again, I'll come to in a minute. So thinking about where we want to expand into in the next year and starting to plant those seeds, but not in a really in it way yet. So let's say, for example, you realize with all of these sort of like letting go, because that's been very much the season of letting go, of releasing, of shedding, of, nature's all of the, like in nature we see the trees like shedding the leaves, right, and like removing things. You may have discovered like, I don't want this job anymore, I don't want this relationship anymore, and it's starting to think about what you want to bring in place of that, like with the new job. So it's more like getting your head around what you might want to do, or maybe looking for jobs but not necessarily applying for jobs. It's kind of more that energy. And Capricorn, when we move into Capricorn on Saturday, I think it's Saturday, let me have a look. Yes, it is Saturday. That's going to be very much what Capricorn season's about, is about planting these new seeds and creating long-term plans for the year ahead. So again, it's not so much about really doing, but just looking at the long-term plan. That's Capricorn. Like, it's ruled by Saturn, and Saturn loves a plan. So that's kind of more towards the end of the week, and it happens on the same day as the solstice. And the solstice is really about like reflecting on the darkness in a way. So like it's really like, it's the darkest day of the year, so where the dark has really helped us, you know, where we've had difficult moments, and like reflecting on those moments. So it's not just about reflecting on where we've been, but like reflecting on how the dark helps us is really kind of like a good thing to do around the winter solstice. And yeah, again, the energy is going to shift from Sagittarius into Capricorn, which I think it's going to be really interesting. I think it's been the strangest Sagittarius season, with all of the Mercury like going retrograde, and Mercury being in Sagittarius and Jupiter being in Gemini. It's not felt like a usual Sagittarius season at all for me. I'd be curious what you think in the comments. But yeah, so that's kind of the transits of the week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some cards, see how we're all feeling first. What is the general energy this week for those watching? How are we all feeling? But yeah, I think I'm looking forward to Friday. I think Friday's going to be a nice energy. Not to say like don't look forward to the rest of the week, but you know, like whenever Venus comes together with Jupiter, and it's a trine as well, so it's like a nice harmonious aspect. It's, yeah, always feels like quite nice. But yeah, don't forget that we've come out of the full moon, so that means we're in the waning moon cycle now. So again, it's this kind of like winding things down a little bit more, like finishing things off, not starting things so much. It's very much waning cycle activity. Finishing projects, not starting projects. Okay, so with that in mind, how is everyone oh gosh, they're very jumpy. How are we feeling? What's the vibe? Oh my gosh, right, that's one of them. I'll take it. I like that though, this is nice. How might we be feeling this week, please? Yeah. Okay. All right, one more. Ooh, this is a really mixed bunch of feelings we've got going on. Okay, so the first one, which I'm a fan of, Queen of Wands. I love Queen of Wands. So Queen of Wands, like, you might be feeling more powerful this week, more creative as well. Like, I often feel like Queen of Wands is a very creative sort of energy, feeling a little bit more a bit more fired up. We've also got here Eight of Wands, which speaks of like moving quickly, right? Swiftness. But the thing about this energy is that it is quite frantic. It can be things moving too hastily, like a desire to move quickly. But then we've got Seven of Discs failure. So it's like, again, I've been seeing this energy for quite some time where you want to move quickly on things, but you've been feeling like this sort of resistance to going. Which, yeah, like that has been a bit of a theme recently. That's so interesting that we've got these two together. Like, that's like go, go, go. And this is like, stop, do not, let's go, do not collect £200. Like, it's such an interesting mix. Okay, so potential challenges this week, please. Again, this push-pull. But Queen of Wands is here, and I think that you might not be feeling so bad about it. You might be a bit more able to go with it, which is nice. Okay, potential challenges, please. Yeah, nothing's particularly coming out. Right. Ooh. 10 of Wands, oppression, putting too much pressure on yourself, feeling the pressure. Yeah, with this being in a challenge, again, there is this sort of like desire to go, but with this here, it's like, but no. Sorry to put it so bluntly. Yeah, this is about taking on too much responsibility and like, yeah, just feeling like maybe you're taking on too much. And yeah, I mean, we are leading up to Christmas now. It can be a really busy time of year, and it's such an interesting one because energetically and in terms of nature, like things are like winding down, but in our culture, things actually are really like big, and people are being pulled in several directions, and it feeling a little bit much, and like you might be feeling a sense of duty and obligation with this card here. So yeah, let's see. We'll see what I need to do about that in a minute. But first of all, I'm going to ask, what's the best part of this week, please? Yeah, and it's really interesting. As I'm doing this reading, I'm feeling like pain in my body a little bit where I didn't before. As I'm doing it, it's like in my back, like I can feel like, yeah, like just shouldering too much. It's like this sense of shouldering too much responsibility. Interesting. Feels worth saying that, like it, because I wasn't experiencing that before the reading. So, who's taking on too much here? And like a need for boundaries. That actually can be what Queen of Wands speaks of as well. Of like, yeah, this need to sort of say no and like just be a bit more discerning about what you're doing. Like if you are being pulled in several directions this week, it's about like, is this something that I actually really want to do? Can I say no to this? Like not feeling this sense of I should or I have to. And if you catch yourself saying that, being like, I'm choosing to do this, and does it feel like a choice you actually want to make? Like really being much more discerning with your energy this week, because it isn't a time to be really, really energetic. It is more about like taking things a little bit easier at this time of year. Okay. Best part of this week, please. Bunch just fell out there. No, it's not really coming out, to be honest. Feels like it might not be the right question in a sense. All right, how are we being asked to navigate this? There we go. I flew right out. What's this? Right. Yeah, like this. Getting support. 3 of discs. So 3 of discs, like, can speak of lots of things, but what I'm really getting with this is about getting support from other people, not taking on too much, and that just like pinged right out. So I'll definitely take that as like, yeah, take that as guidance. Like just asking for help and working collaboratively, like not having to do it all on your own is kind of what I'm getting with this. Because if you look at the thing, it's 3, like there's a 3 there. It's like working together in harmony is what I'm hearing. Because for some of you, you're feeling overwhelmed. This card can also speak of overwhelm, right? And getting a lot of resistance and taking on too much. But we're being asked here for some boundaries and being asked here to call upon some help. Yeah. Maybe I've laboured that point enough. Okay. Yeah, and then we've got another one there. Right. We've got Queen of Cups. Do not forget to take care of yourself during this time. yeah, again, like this card to me always feels so like nourishing and nurturing and taking care of oneself. Like, because it is quite an intense time of year sometimes, and we have had such an intense energy recently. I think it's really like we've had so many planets in really strange kind of, not strange, but challenging positions. You know, Mercury in Sag, Jupiter in Gemini, Mars in Leo in retrograde, Mercury in retrograde. Like, it's been tough, right? So it's really about not losing or abandoning yourself during this time. Like, what do you need to do to take care of you? That includes boundaries and it includes nourishment. I love that we've got two queens here. I love it. But it's both like the fire of Queen of Wands, like Wands is fire, is about like speaking up for yourself and advocating for yourself. And then Queen of Cups is more passive, which is more about like, you know, just how you're taking care of your inner world, how you're taking care of your home and being in more of that kind of comfort space. So I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for watching that. And as always, if you have enjoyed it, liking, comment, subscribing, all of that stuff really helps support the channel. So thank you so much. And as always, if you have anything you want to talk about or share in the comments, I love reading them and I do my best to reply to them. So thank you for doing that. And I'll see you all in the next one. Mwah.